I would like to say I've been using the Ordinary skincare starting, I think, in June. Some of them I started around July. Some of them I started mid-June. The most recent thing I started was azelaic acid, which was like a couple weeks ago. But I just want to say this shit works. Like everything was improved. Let me explain. Like I've been using the hair growth serum on the sides of my head because I have PCOS. I had a testosterone level of 100 for many years of my life until like 20. As a result, I had a lot of male pattern hair thinning. The sides of my head, around here, the crown a little bit. But because the main thing that was affecting me is the side thinning, I would wear a side part all the time, kind of like a comb over. So I decided to use it and it worked. I can wear my hair back now. It's not as good as it used to be when I was young, but it's Elon Musk acceptable. You know how Elon Musk grows just enough hair that it looks like he isn't bald? That's kind of like what this did. And I just applied it here. So I can now wear my hair back and it doesn't look ridiculous. You just apply it at night, and the formula is a little greasy, but I find if you just wet it in the morning, you don't have to like wash it out, and you could just use dry shampoo and stuff. Also, like I made other videos about how the skincare all works. So I've been using snail mucin, growth factor 15%. The snail mucin is by CosRx, as is the AHA BHA toner. Those are the two CosRx products used, and niacinamide by CosRx. And I've been using those a while. And the Ordinary had for 2 months now. I've been using the growth factor 15%, the argireline, and with HA, the barrier serum that like reduces inflammation. I began adding retinol to the rotation, finding in ways it's better than trinitoin, the prescription, the retinol 2% solution. What else? Oh yeah, the peptide and caffeine under eye serum, and the eyebrow and eyelash serum. For the moisturizer, I tried the tallow thing, but I like the tallow balm I bought. This one, I got one that had real shit because I didn't know it was going to work or not. So I got one that had beeswax, cocoa butter, jojoba oil, avocado oil, raw honey. So I know that's going to definitely work. And I tried it as a face moisturizer, and it was just a no-go because even with everything I'm doing, the tretinoin, the AHA, BHA, and then azelaic acid even, I was getting weird zits, like zits I don't normally get. Like they looked weird, and I knew it was from the tallow, so I was like, even it's moisturizing well, it's not worth it. But I really like it for the hands, like because it has jojoba. It's great for hands. Like it's like a touch up for your nail oil, and it does a very good job moisturizing your hands. I like it more for that than your face. To moisturize my face, I use the everything I put on is already pretty moisturizing. But in the daytime, I use the Dr. Yart ceramide balm, and at night I use the amazing. I heard it's called like amazing hydrating. Sephora's always offering samples of it, but I really love that product because it really reduces redness and plumps your skin. Has like oatmeal in it and other stuff, and I use that at night. And I often may use an additional moisturizer at night in addition to that one. Like I always have samples, so I just use whatever. Um, but at night I deliberately put on the amazing. I can't think of the name of it, but it has like an American look, and it really plumps your skin, and it reduces redness. Also, I forgot, at night I use resveratrol, and the resveratrol has a little ferulic acid in it. And in the daytime, I used to use the brightening serum by Caudalie for the what's it called? It has an ingredient in it. It's from grapes like resveratrol, but I can't think of the name of it. It's like a skin brightening ingredient. Although I ran out of that. I've been trying to find a off brand that has that ingredient in it. So I have to pay the Caudalie price. But what the frick is it called? It's the one that's the brightening serum. The Vino Perfect serum. There's a special ingredient like vinoferrine. Yeah, that stuff's good, vinoferrine. And near as I can tell, the only serum with it is the Caudalie Radiance serum, and it works really well. But I don't feel like paying for that. All the other stuff I use is like $10 to $15 a jar. I don't need to be paying that. So I'm gonna see if I can find a knockoff vinoferrine. Yeah, like literally it all works. Like I'm not wearing any makeup, and I'm not wearing any brow pencil, and my hair growing like that now. The good thing about skincare, if you do it, is it'll look like you're wearing a little makeup. What I mean to say is, if you do the skincare and research it and buy the stuff that works, your skin will start to your appearance will look like it does when you're wearing a little bit of makeup without doing the shit. So that's kind of convenient if you think about it. Like, okay, you have to do this skincare regimen that takes like 10 minutes, but you look like you're wearing makeup. It looks like I applied bronzer here to cover up the bald spot. It looks like I have an eyebrow pencil through my eyebrows when I don't. It looks like I have under eye concealer on when I don't. It looks like I put concealer on when I did not. So to the point where it's like, if you do put on a little makeup, you don't have to do anything. Just a brow gel, and maybe a little cheek color and a lip balm. And basically you have an equal result to not doing this skincare and actually applying concealer and a little bit of shit to look better. So I would say all in all, the skincare is a win, because without doing anything, you look like you're wearing makeup for real. Like my eyelashes are thicker, my brows are thicker, the hair is growing on my head again. My skin looks like I'm wearing concealer. I am wearing no concealer, none at all. I am not wearing any foundation. The only thing I have on is the Dr. Yart Tiger Balm, which is like SPF with a little bit of tint. That's it, nothing else. I don't have any lip color on right now. I do have like some traces of the Fenty color change lip product and lip butter. That's it. I would say it's a win, right? I'm gonna be 43. I look pretty good for 43. Oh, and put it on your hands too, because your hands, your neck, and your chest, if they look fucked up, but your face looks better, everyone's gonna clock that it's weird. So your hands, your neck, and your face are what show aging the most. So if you do skincare, you should always apply it to your hands too. And I can say it definitely works, in the sense I was starting to have real old lady hands, right? but since putting the skincare on my hands, I feel like they have reversed age a couple years, similar to my face. Um, yeah, like skincare actually works. Imagine if I did what they all do with the Botox and the fillers and shit. I don't do none of that shit. I don't have any face plastic surgery. I don't do none of that shit. Um, as you can see, the left side of my head is not as bold as the right side. When I had PCOS, because I remember this, it was like from when I started puberty all the way to 20. I remember being in class and I would notice, I used to have, like when I had really out of control PCOS, I remember this, right? I had severe acne, like all over my face, my chest, my back. It was like a disease because I was diseased. But the hair growth, right? Like I don't have any hair now because I've had PCOS controlled many years and I've also used treatments to kill the excess hair. Like even after controlling, like the thing is like once you start growing hair, fixing the hormones is just gonna like make the hair weak, but it's not gonna go away totally. So like once you start growing a beard, I mean, as trans people can confirm, if you switch hormones, the hair growth will slow down. It will get thinner, but it's not like gonna go back to as if you never grew a beard, right? And the same is true of like cis women who have PCOS in the sense once it's out of control and you've got mutton chops and a mustache and shit and like crazy arm hair that's going up to your hand. Once that happens, even if you control it and get the androgens back in line, it's just going to get finer and thinner, but it's not going to go back to like no hair. So like my whole life, I was like tweezing my neck, tweezing the size of my, because it's where I had the most hair, right? Like when I was really like at the end of that prolonged hormone disorder, I had like sideburns fully, right? And after just controlling hormones, it started getting thinner and finer, but there'd be like a few hairs and I would pull them every so often, right? So I used the light gun and they don't grow now. Like now it's way less. Now it's like just a couple after using the light gun for a few months. But the reason I was going into that spiel is I always noticed the hair on the right side of my body was worse. I don't know why. Like I had more of a beard on the right side and more baldness on the right side. So that's why you can see the left side has a lot more hair than the right. Because that's just like from having PCOS and the DHT killing the hair here. So it looks more Elon Musk like on this side than this side. Even with the same treatment, fixing it, I've had better results on the left side because I had less of a hair growth and hair death problem on the left side. I would like to look into that. Like, why would it make sense that it would be worse on the right side? But it totally was. It's fucking weird, right? And I wonder if the reason it was worse on the right side is when I was young and I had this hormone, I used to like pull and stimulate the areas because like I would like have I was mentally unwell and I would have like neurotic pulling and picking on this side. So one reason it might be unequal is I was constantly stimulating blood flow to this side of my head by like picking and pulling at it, like tugging it, doing weird shit on this side of my face. So because I had a hormone disorder, I was increasing blood flow of this androgen rich blood, and maybe that's why it's worse. Whereas on this side, I was not doing that, so incidentally, it's like not as bad. Um, yeah, and it's not expensive. Like the shit costs maybe 250, and that's enough for like 2 months. I'd say it's worth it. And when you get a routine down, it's no big deal. Just letting you know that shit works. And I feel like people should do that before they start using fillers and injectable shit, but they don't. Like my sister, uh, Like a lot of people when they do skincare, they just go for whatever's selling on TikTok, like the Korean K-beauty trend, whatever they're saying to do, and they're not really paying attention to what actually works, and often it's cheap shit. And so they use the skincare and they find it works, but it's not that impressive, and then they get right to Botox and injectables and shit. And I feel like if you really, really do research on these things, like growth factor absolutely works. They have data on this. Like they've done studies. Like the eye treated with the growth factor has way less wrinkles after a few weeks. Same for stuff like matrixyl and argireline combined. Like argireline will improve the appearance. They call it Botox in a bottle, but it's not. I do think it's doing something similar to Botox simply because the effect you get so immediately suggests it may have some paralyzing effect, although the data doesn't support that. Like, if you watch Dr. Dre, she shows you the evidence behind these treatments, and apparently argireline does a really bad job penetrating the skin layer. So the idea, even though in vitro they show that it blocks the neuromuscular junction similar to the Botox venom does, but there's no mechanism it could penetrate your skin and get into your muscles. So the idea that it's paralyzing your muscles is insane. But I do think if it does have like a neuromuscular blocking property, perhaps just applying it topically to the skin is having some, because if you use this shit, you'll see like the lines will get much smoother and flatter pretty quickly. And to say it's just the hydrophilic effect of peptide, I don't know, because there's a lot of peptides they sell. They don't do what this does. Anyway, either way, the combination of ergotamine and matrixyl is shown to regenerate collagen. Resveratrol is an antioxidant and it increases estrogenic activity in your skin, which is huge for collagen synthesis and making you look younger. Especially when I was underweight, I noticed resveratrol was a huge power up. I love the Caudalie line, and I didn't do research on the components in it, but one of their the Vino Perfect serum had resveratrol in it, and when I was underweight, and this is when I was young, my skin looked very aged, and when I use it, it looked like a higher estrogen stage, and so I had speculated resveratrol increases estrogenic activity, and now I'm looking at the research, and that's exactly what it does, because I'm not a stupid person. I do a lot of research, and I'm observant, and I'm good at recognizing patterns, and I had noticed using the Vino Perfect serum kind of seemed to mimic a higher estrogen state, which for me as an underweight, even young underweight female, like my estrogen is always low. Not so much a problem now that I was forced on birth control and I'm higher weight, but then it was a problem. And I would really respond to the Vino Perfect, the Caudalie line, and now I know why. It's good for aged skin that is low estrogen. But the good news is you can just basically buy resveratrol for $10. Like you don't need to pay the $70 for that shit. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm just using straight resveratrol from The Ordinary, and it's working rather well. And because it's also kind of anti-inflammatory and it reduces like damage from free radicals and such, especially in like the summertime where you can get burns, it kind of has like an effect to prevent damage to your skin. Like I'm not saying it replaces SPF, but it works alongside SPF to prevent skin damage. Niacinamide as well is an antioxidant, which I also use. Niacinamide can be very drying. I feel like niacinamide is great for like acne prone skin because it kind of reduces sebum production and shrinks your pores. It's better for younger skin, or more important, but it's still like an antioxidant that will help prevent skin damage, aging of the skin. So I use both. The problem is if you have older skin like me, the niacinamide can be drying the way tretinoin is. So you need to up your moisturizers. The ordinary barrier cream is great. Like, it's full of ceramides, I think, and hyaluronic acid. So moisturizing, and also anti-inflammatory, redness reducing things. It's really great. Like, it's better than a cream. Even though it's a serum, it works more like a cream to moisturize your skin and reduce inflammation. I use it with a cream, but I feel like that's a huge power up, because the things you use to prevent aging can be irritating and drying. So that's like, I got you covered here. Um, the brow and lash serum works very well. Like, again, I don't have any brow pencil. My was because when you get old, your brows start to get thin and your eyelashes and shit. It looks more like when I was young, when they were fuller. Like, the only thing I have on my brows right now is a tinted brow gel. There's no fucking way it would look this good without a brow pencil before. I don't give a fuck. It's a tinted gel. And I feel like the improvement in my eyelashes are more moderate, simply because I had thick eyelashes and they seem to be less affected by aging than my eyebrows. But I'm still using it on my eyelashes. They're likely thicker too. Um, but I feel like it's the improvement's most noticeable on my brows. Simply because my whole life I had thick brows and they started getting weird and sparse and shit, which is a normal part of getting old. But now they're like back to being pretty full. Yeah, pretty happy about this development. It's not like when I was young where I had like tons of wispies and it was like full, but it's good enough to wear my hair back without feeling like I'm bald. So I'm pretty happy about that. I'm pretty happy I could wear my hair back without feeling bald. That's awesome. Yeah, skincare shit works. And people do stupid shit like buy La Mer cream for $200, and it's like not doing shit for real. It's just like hype when there's real shit that actually works.